gotta say good morning to the folks that are tuned in via Facebook and YouTube. Folks on the international side. Don't forget to book those tickets and head on down. It's Roots and Soul 2019. And we have the lovely Kamai Lisette in studio with me. Good morning to you, Kamai, and welcome to Hits FM.
Good morning.
Yeah, the devil's a liar here this morning.
What's going on?
I don't know. I think I got a little scared when I saw you.
Yeah.
That smile of yours. Okay, behave yourself, Asylum. Welcome to Hits FM.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man. Are you excited?
I am very excited. I'm stoked.
From the sounds of it, Roots and Soul 2019 is going to be off the wall.
I know. I'm really looking forward to it. The lineup looks crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're going to bring that flavor.
Yes. I'm going to bring you some poetry, some storytelling in a different vibe. Yeah. In a different way. So not, standard like spoken word poetry.
Spoken word poetry, right?
Like performance poetry.
Wow. A lot of people are excited to see you. I mean, hearing a lot of the great things. When your name came up, it was like, most people were like, wow.
Yeah.
Are you that big already?
No.
Don't try that. Don't try that. You know you're big. You know you.
No.
Tell me, what was one of your biggest moments performing or on stage?
One of my biggest moments performing. I think every time I perform in front of a solution crowd, particularly my solution pieces that I have, I get the most love. I mean, I did a performance in London in April sometime, and Kendall Hippolyte, John Lee, they were up there as well.
Right.
And that was amazing for me to be able to perform on a stage, on the same platform as people who I look up to. And people who I see as an inspiration to me. So like that was for me.
Did they tell you that you were kind of on par?
No, no, but they did give me. No, but they did give me tips. They did They did give me tips. Right. So like I'm all about like learning from elders, learning from the people who've been there, who've been doing it. I'm all about being open and learning from people.
That's a good way to see it. I mean, a lot of people would use that. Yeah, boy, that's me on the stage there.
No. I'm still
You're still homegrown. You're still Lucian. You're still one of those people who
I'm still trying.
All right. Tell me some of the places that you performed outside of St. Lucia.
So I am a performance poet, but also a performer in general. So I've also danced. I used to be still part of a group called M&M Dancers.
Right.
We've branded now into just Make Life Magnificent brand.
Okay.
So we have our own carnival mass band that we're starting. But previously, I mean, we were backing dancers for Olatunji in Trinidad. We've danced when Marshall came to London. We danced with him. Right. So a lot of like soca artists and stuff we've danced. Performance-wise, I've performed in the Black Culture Archives in London, the V&A Museum, the British Library, just some of the places where. And
this is a Lucian dance group, or? It's
just that was the dance was the soca, but in terms of some of the places I've performed, like in the UK, London, yeah.
Get you. A little birdie told me that you were you were part of the track Helen.
Yeah.
What is your role there?
So Logo had hit me up. He just told me he was working on a project. He was like, "Yo, send me a piece of your poem." And we took a snippet from my poem Lucian Pride, which I had put out like years ago. I'm surprised that is like years ago. And I sent him like 2 bits, and he kind of chose the bit that he felt fitted the best and worked on the track. It worked.
Bravo. I mean, working on something of that nature, it's 40th anniversary of independence, that type of thing. I'm sure it must have given you a real high, eh?
It was amazing. Especially like I was in London, everybody else was down here, so it was like last minute trying to squeeze in. I'm like, I need to get to the studio quick. Let me try and put this down. But it was so amazing to be part of it.
Do you miss me cool? When you travel, do you miss me cool?
All the time.
Tell me what do you miss the most about me
all the time. Just like the peace and quiet. Like even here, as I'm here, I'm like, why is everything up north? Everything is in the north. So it's like, especially as I'm here for Roots, so I have to try and spend most of my time here.
Right.
But my family is in the south, like my dad, my grandma. So for me, Miku is just about like the village life, the village community, the way the community comes together. I love that, and the fact that you can't go anywhere without somebody saying, "Hey, I see that one there." Like before you reach in the village, like that one there.
I was just gonna ask you, what is it like when you go home, when you go to Miku, especially when you've been been in London for a little while.
Yeah, like as soon as like my cousin, and especially the social media world now,
Right.
so it's like they'll see you like you've landed, you've posted, and my cousin's like, how I see you yet? Like,
I just got off the
I
airplane.
was like, I just got off, but I really love it. And one of the things I wanted to do at Roots and Soul is kind of capture that essence of, I guess, the village and how the village has raised me, and how proud I am of that in a sense. So we have a little something where it's kind of like,
So folks, you all hear that, right? You all hear that, right? She's gonna take you back to be cool. How did you get into the business altogether? I mean, how did you get into it?
I think I started writing very, very young. I think my earliest recollection of not writing was when I was about 9. That was when I actually got uprooted from St. Lucia. And I say uprooted because
you didn't want to go.
I went on vacation and they told me I wasn't coming back.
Isn't that the way most Lucians will migrate? Or West Indians in the journey. That's how we migrate. We're going on vacation.
No, but for real, like I was like 9. I had all my stuff ready to start school, my books, my clothes, everything, my friends. I remember when I came back, I first came back when I was like 16. And my old school friends were like, yeah, we were waiting for you, we were lining up at the front and they were calling your name. And then somebody just say, you're not coming back. But yeah,
I'm sure that's a story you can put in words.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, my earliest recollection is probably, I think I started trying to capture that feeling because I was quiet for a while. I wasn't speaking a lot.
Right.
And my favorite word was nothing. You asked me what's wrong. Nothing. So yeah, I started writing as a way to express.
All right. So it says that you're trained in English and you're a trained English and drama teacher.
Yeah, so English, media, and performing arts. I'm trained. I've been teaching for the past 6, almost 7 years now. I teach in mainstream schools in London as well as teacher in this class. So I'm the deputy head of English in the school, but also poet educator going into schools. And
how do you juggle it? How do you manage?
I'm trying my best to look after myself. So sleep, food, exercise, and try and juggle all those things because otherwise, if one thing drops, then everything. So yeah, I'm trying to keep balance.
Come on, you just mentioned one of my favorite words, food. What's your favorite food?
Oh my
Local
God,
food.
Local food.
Yeah, let's get into your head. Let's see
food.
what you're about.
So I love my ground provisions. I put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt because it's in one of my poems. The line "Good ground provisions." His mom would buy to go. So I love my ground provisions. I love dal. I love our dal. Like because when I go abroad, like my Guyanese friend, she's like, I don't know what you call dal. That's not what we call dal. But I'm like, our dal is the thing.
It's like it's like our what do you call it? Our kalaloo is different.
Yeah,
Jamaican kalaloo is different.
But there's a woman in Miku called Binta. Oh my God, she makes the best. I need to go
Binta. Binta.
Yeah, I need to go buy Binta and get some dal. But dal, I love my saltfish and grilled things. And zaboka. Oh my God. When I was young, I used to just eat avocado and bread and salt and pepper. Like
Farin.
Yeah, Farin. Yeah. Yes.
All right. And we have to acknowledge the fact that you're the 2014 recipient of the National Youth Award. Yes. How was that for you? I mean,
that was a surprise. It was shocking in many ways. I think I'm trying to remember what was going on around that time. A lot was going on because I used to model as well. So I was doing some modeling competitions. I had previously released both of my St. Lucian kind of tribute poems. And I was also doing stuff with my MLM Arts and Make Life Magnificent brand. And yeah, so winning that was like, I think I'd just come from something else and then I got the news and I was like, ah!
So you went to have some green face.
I definitely ate somewhere along the line. Yeah. My long belly would have definitely eaten. But I remember walking and just being so grateful and so thankful. Like I was like, oh my God, seriously? I was literally walking, just talking. But yeah. When
was the last time you had a youth walk up to you and tell you how much they admire your work and how much of an inspiration you are?
A couple weeks ago, actually, I was at an event and somebody came up to me and they started talking, and I was like, wow. And I was really taken. Actually, no, I lie. Just the other day, Rashad.
Rashad.
I'm a fan.
Rashad.
Yes, you're Rashad.
Yeah.
I'm a fan girl of Rashad. I remember meeting Rashad like how many years ago? He was about 16 or something.
Right.
And I love the sax. My dad plays the sax. So that's like my favorite sound. And I remember seeing his videos online, and I was like, oh my God, love Rashad. So I followed him, and when I met him, I'm like,
hey Rashad, I know you listen. Don't be feeling yourself right now.
But yeah, no. But it was nice for him to have him like reciprocate the same thing for me and tell me, like, yo, like I love the way you write. I love your bars are like hard. So.
And the reason why I asked that question, that's going to be followed by the other question: how important it is for you to mentor the youths?
Oh, extremely important. I feel like for a while I struggled with finding how to align everything that I do, and I feel like now I've got it.
Right.
So with my teaching and my education qualification, it's very important for me. I love working with young people, which is why I was insistent on making sure that I do workshops whilst I'm here. So I'm doing 2 workshops.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm doing 1 tomorrow in Miku, because initially it was just meant to be 1, but I was like, we need to put 1 in Miku. So doing 1 at the Miku Public Library tomorrow. If anybody is listening and interested, you can just call up the library and register. So it's mainly for young persons age 11 to 18.
Right.
Right now, purely because that's the age that I specialize with, so I don't want to do anybody injustice. I want to work with the group that I specialize with, and then obviously once I've done that, then I can expand and broaden. Because I've heard like other people have been calling, like older people have been calling. But yeah, so
maybe in the near future,
definitely, this is something that I want to build on. I'm also working on stuff in the UK as well. Just working with young people, helping them channel their voice. Creatively, and especially the theme is home. My whole theme right now as I'm here, performance workshop is home, and the idea of Lakai, where is home, not just like St. Lucia, but we're thinking about the region of the Caribbean. We're thinking about your place in this world in general, like what is it to you, what language do you speak in when you think of home, because me and my voice, we go, especially as a child who migrated, like I have a million voices in my head. But yes, I feel like all those women in me are trying to come out.
Would you ever be able to translate that feeling into words when you got the call that you were performing Roots and Soul 2019?
For a while I was like in quiet disbelief. I was like, let me not say anything. Let me just wait until things are confirmed. Right. So I even had people who, I think they had started advertising at home or something, and like there were still some things that needed to be tied up. Right. So I was still like really quiet about it. I told my inner circle, like my family and friends, but I was still really, really like, okay, let's wait. And then it's like the biggest. It's like the dream of my little Miku child. So
right.
So I'm excited to deliver poetry in, I guess, a different way. And I'm excited to run the workshops and to see what the youth have to offer. Like, what are they saying? I think that's really important, because that's where we're going. If we don't listen to the youth, then
Kamaya, we're gonna get into some of your work.
Okay.
Anything else? Anything else you have working on that you wanna share with us?
Yes, I actually. Another thing, I'm working. I've been interviewing women like myself, born in the Caribbean or of Caribbean descent, living in London, about their experiences, because I wanted to see, how similar or where the nuances were in our migration stories, etc.
Right.
So that was inspired from actually Fiona Compton's Chronicles of a Caribbean Bad Girl. She has a hashtag that she uses on her Know Your Caribbean page, where she just posts all these historical figures, these amazing Caribbean bad girls. And I was thinking, what about modern? Like, what are our Caribbean bad girls now doing? So I interviewed quite a few women, and it's something that is ongoing. So I want to interview some more, and I've started generating some writing. Based on the experiences, kind of weaving their stories, and I want to collate that and hopefully next year put it out as like because I haven't released like a collection. So hopefully that will be my first
Well, we wish you all the best with that.
Thank you.
And of course, if you ever need us in the future when you're doing that, we'll be more than happy because we love your work. So we're gonna get you to give us a little taste of
what do you
to
want?
expect.
Do you want something that
anything.
people probably might not have heard?
Yeah, maybe something new, something old. It's like a wedding, right? Something. Yeah, just go right ahead and get right into it.
So this piece is called Great. It kind of, I guess, symbolizes a young woman trying to, I guess, find her way and remember that she's powerful and mighty and great despite everything.
He knows I'm great. That's why he's scared that fate has brought us together. He's scared that my great and his great can't gravitate simultaneously towards success in a mutually creative space. He's scared that Providence has dished him provisions from nurturing soil like those good ground provisions his mama would boil to grow him strong and sturdy. See, he grew up in a home, broken, where masculine roles were few and plenty, where he had no model of what a man should be, yet was repeatedly told that he was being bred to be a good man. Yes, I said he grew up in a home, broken, where masculine roles were few and plenty, where he had no model of what a man should be, yet was repeatedly told that he was being bred to be a good man, one that would know how to treat a woman. Yes, he grew up in a home where upon leaving he came to question whether his voice had been somewhat castrated by this dull tribe of powerful women. Because it wasn't until he came to be a man, he stepped out on his own to figure his life plans, that he grew to understand that sensitivity and fragility in a world of men disconnected from themselves and emotions. Desperately trying to amass physical strength through borrowed histories of caged minds and piercing tongues of female counterparts with drugs. Call me Frank. And let's address how distressing it is to know that we're cultivating our boys to grow to think that every muscle of their vessel must battle an unnecessary power struggle with the female tongue. Imitating cultural teachings of medieval Europeans, battling the term gentleman with hopes of machismo. Unbeknown that mental and spiritual health are what kings are made of. And so he labored with the notion that, even as a man, there was something superior to him, who could earn residual incomes from his land yet still feed him rations. And the only history the system taught him was one where his flesh had been picked on and beaten for centuries, when there was so much greatness in his story. He came to understand that this world is run by man, and that some waive ownership claims so great upon woman, house and land that they walk around heavy sacked and loaded, ready to shoot, slam dunk, explode and semen into any fertile soil that would go in. Or some limp impotently with no ink in their pen to erect their legislation. And the only proclamation of what makes them men is to sit in the company of friends and attribute monetary validation to the sack that lets the biggest screw loose. I bet the stories get their heads wet with trippy ideas on how to keep their woman, house and land in check. Because let's face it, insecurity and crazy are cheaper provisions to feed their lady. Sold to them by media moguls as household commodities, leaving us in microcosms of pain where queens feel unworthy and counteract with faces down, wearing boys to fight in their defense only for them to be backed up against walls with their hands up. For these are the works of blasphemers who called themselves masters. But worthy are those into fuel to rebuild our families. At the prodding P under imposed mattresses of social distress, yes, we size the pain down to the P in the hope that we will make light of the plight that we face daily. Yes. For the wombs that create men, and he was one of them. You're being overwhelmed by society's pain. That was void of
catalyst of change. No longer he shriveled under the weight of the responsibility of being the shepherd and leading men, of saving humanity. Trodden on somewhat lopsided on the wrong side of balance, with sacks of freight and a staff filled with lead too heavy to filter and articulate the teachings of the matriarchal foundations on which he was raised, notably ignoring the nurturing from tender breasts which were his plate. If it remains his innate desire to free willy to roam free willingly, who am I to judge what is presumably the nature of man? Right? Yet I stand, a little bent but not broken, bruised but outspoken, basking in the opulence of queenly character. I widely flourish amidst weeds of social mess, and yes, in my strength, I resiliently remind him of that tribe called chief from whence he came, to learn himself and his wealth, because he knows. And though it is not him that I blame, he continues to make mistakes, fervently scared to be vilified like the rest, because he knows that greatness leaves little room for mediocrity or conformity. He's scared of his own great ability and petrified of the pressure of continuously having to match the best of me, because he knows I am great. And that was great.
That, St. Lucia, was the voice of the 2014 recipient of the St. Lucia's National Youth Award, Ms. Kamaya Lisette. I want to thank you very much for giving us, sharing that piece with us.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, you can expect more come Roots and Soul. What day are you performing?
Yeah, we're performing on the Friday. And I have a variety of sounds for you guys. So, I mean, that was the little neo soul vibe. We have other vibes as well. So, come down. It's gonna be. I'm aiming to please and entertain. So hopefully,
it's gonna be an amazing. I'm gonna sum it up. It's gonna be an amazing experience. Trust me. I'm sitting here. I'm listening to you, and it's taking me to a different place.
Yeah. That's what I want. I want to take you guys on a journey. So come along. Come along.
Welcome home, Lizette.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, you called me by my... No, that's the name my family called me. It's fine. Yeah, they call me Lizette.
Somewhere I heard that. That's probably why. And of course, I'm sure come Friday, you would definitely deliver.
Yes.
And folks, you're going to enjoy this one. So make sure you come on out and support it. Of course, Kamaya is here on the island and she's enjoying herself while she's at home. What's one of your bucket list for this trip at home?
I haven't been to the beach yet. Oh my God! I haven't. I've been like so caught up in. I need to. But like running, yesterday I went for a run and just running. I was like running and I'm seeing trees and I'm like, oh my God, I'm running. I'm seeing the sea. I'm like, I'm actually running by the beach. Yeah.
That's what home does to you.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to thank you very much once again for stopping by really quick. I know you probably have a really busy schedule.
Today I've got some other interviews today.
Right.
So yeah.
Great. So we want to wish you all the best. And of course, it's always a pleasure to have you here. Whenever you're in St. Lucia, don't be afraid to stop by.
Okay.
And we'll chat.
All right.
Enjoy.
All right. Thank you.
That's right, St. Lucia. Come on, listen. Make sure you get those tickets. Friday at the ramp, Rodney Bing. Just about 8 minutes after 10 o'clock in St. Lucia and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. And of course, you're locked on to the all-new hits 92.1. 91.1, the maximum music authority.